just gave me
I'm usually on them. Why would I want to listen to it?
He just gave me
Hi, this is Jim the Keys bartender. They were talking. You get to hear some of the things that go behind the mics, the things, the story behind the story. We were just talking about supporting the show. No big deal. No big deal on that. We were talking about the theme song. And Bill Wissinger from the Key Billies, he said he didn't know what the key. And what were you starting to think? What was that song you think you want to open up with? You said the Keys bartender. He's a bartender in the Florida Keys, and he likes to make drinks. Gattaca! What? He likes to make Manhattans improperly because he doesn't make them the way Josh does.
There's a lot of songs we could go with this.
No,
I've been working on a parody song
on the railroad
from
Live Long Day.
You know R.E.M. That's me in the corner.
Yeah.
So I have this weird thing to where whenever my mind's not doing anything and I'm at work and I hear a song, I start just making, like, I feel like I should have been like Weird Al Yankovic at one point in time, but he's already done it. Yeah, I should have done something, but yeah. That's me in the porno. That's me in the bright lights, losing my erection.
Oh.
Trying to keep hard. What?
You call that the fluffer. Call that the fluffer, the fluffer blues. Okay.
I just don't know if I can
and Papa
do
Joe
it.
for being here. But we also have Melissa.
No, I came too fast.
Oh, wow.
I just couldn't last. Okay, I'm
You gotta let him finish the song.
We're going to save it for the end. We're going to save it for the end.
For a while, I was singing it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to save it for the end. You're going to have to do the whole. That's going to be the. You're going to
theme song for the
end. You're going to have to put it.
Oh, by the way, if anybody puts that out as a song, I get fucking royalties.
Is that a poor man's a patent?
Poor man, that's a poor
Trademark.
man.
Trademark
it out loud.
Trademark. I trademark Keys bartender. Well,
poor
fucking do
man.
it. I'll do
I
it.
like that.
I'll become the Keys bartender then, or a Keys bartender. You're going to have to buy up all that motherfucking thing, and I own the website. What? What? Let's hear it, Joe. Papa Joe?
Ghetto patents worked.
Ghetto patents?
They're recognized by the court. You know what a ghetto patent is?
Yeah.
Where you write it, you mail it to yourself, you don't open it. In the
it's called a poor man's patent.
It's a ghetto patent. You got to call it what the rappers called it. It's a ghetto patent.
And you got to keep it sealed.
Right. And some of the big record labels wanted to go after them because there were knockoffs of the song. They said, no, we own that. And they said, no, I hold patent to it. I have proof of the date. And it went to the courts, and the court said no, that's an absolutely valid way of proving through the postal service.
Well, it doesn't matter.
They were
it doesn't matter with us because
it's
all
dated.
our
it's dated.
Right.
All our
I love it. Take this whenever you want.
Okay.
But what are they mailing themselves?
What are we?
They're recording.
Okay, but it doesn't. With us, we don't even have to do that because we have a date attached to the.
There you go. So whatever came out of Josh.
Yeah. At this point,
Electronic
it doesn't matter. There's a date.
You're good.
There's a
You're
date
gold.
on it.
I'll
so
be your
it doesn't
manager.
matter. You don't have to. You don't have to waste your time.
If Al ever rips that off, I'm going to be all
We're in
over
the
his
future.
ass.
Fuck Weird Al. He's got to go through.
We're going to be in the future. Okay. Okay. Let's.
The leftovers.
Melissa's one of our regulars here at the Catch. You started coming in a year ago, and then we started on Sunday night.
Yes.
Yeah, on Sunday night, and I've just recently I found out you're in a band. I know you do a lot of things. You do catering, right?
I do waitressing.
Speak a little louder.
I was
like the
waitressing
mic.
a little bit, but
yeah,
I got busy, so I
and now you're doing. You're in a band.
I'm in
I
a
found
band.
out you're in a band.
I am.
You're a lead vocalist.
I'm lead vocalist. Female
What's the name
vocalist.
of the band?
It's Cultivation Reggae.
Motivation Reggae.
Cultivation. It should motivate you, but it's called
CULT. Cultivation. Is there a website and all that stuff?
It's There's a Facebook.
Yeah.
There's a website coming up.
Okay.
I just joined them about. I don't know. We've been practicing now for about a month and a half. I met that guy, one of the guys from the band when I was working at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And I saw some old posts of him when he had hair and he was like in a band and it was like 30 years ago.
Hair?
He's a little.
Oh, how old is the guy?
Little baldy guy. He's like your age.
Oh, really?
Doesn't have hair.
Super old then.
Right, he's our age.
Super old.
He's old like us.
Super old. He's old.
Every time I look at you, I'm surprised you have hair.
Right, all the fucking hair I got?
Hair, look at you.
I got lots of hair.
This guy had hair or didn't have hair?
Yeah.
Doesn't have hair, but in the picture he did have hair. I'm like, look at you. You fucking had hair.
Yeah,
You're in a band.
right.
Let's do a band. Like I sing and you play. You play an instrument. And he's like, I have a band, but we don't have a lead singer. You want to sing? And I'm like, hell yeah, guy.
Was that your genre you sang in before?
Did you ask him?
When I was a wee young girl, I was like 23, and I was singing in a pop band in Atlanta, trying to get a distribution deal. Like I won a contest in Miami, and they moved me to Atlanta, and it was like a thing. We were trying to get, so we were recording pop music, and back in the day, it was like girl bands, boy bands, so it was like I think we were. That's cool. We were trying to kind of get our deal, and then I got knocked up.
And you're really easy on the eyes, so that I was really. Well, I know I say this stuff to her all the time. Don't get shocked, Ryan. No, I can't tell.
I'm
Put
just
sunglasses off. I can't see you. I see your reaction. I can't see. I saw your mouth open. It was like, what are you doing, Jim?
No,
like that. Like that. I couldn't see your eyes.
Do you know what I just? I just keep thinking about that. She was like, "Oh, he didn't have hair," and then she never went back to it. So I want to know if you asked him to grow his hair.
No, he had hair.
I wanted to know why that was important.
I think bald people have the choice.
Long ago that he had a full head of hair, and he was like
and now he doesn't have hair. So I'm backwards. I thought you said he didn't have any hair.
I guess.
And I'm like, is she like? That's a weird type of bigotry.
I guess you think a gay person. I think you think a gay person can become straight.
That can't be the focus of.
I bet you think a gay person can become straight. A bald person why don't you grow your hair? Grow your hair.
No.
That'd be a fun way to do it.
But did he ever grow hair? I'm really rooting.
No,
he lost all his hair.
You can't grow it.
No, but
you can't grow it.
You can plug it.
Oh, he's gonna.
Okay, we'll get back to that doing positive influence.
Awesome. He found you.
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
We found each other.
We'll talk about
each other.
That was honestly I think the only. I was that.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
About a month.
No, that was a perfect thing. I brought you into that. That was the thing, Josh. See.
I think that was the only reason I worked at that.
You think I want to cut you out? No one puts baby in the corner.
Yeah. And I'm baby.
It's my retirement. It's one of my retirement dreams.
No, you know what? You're young. You're still. I thought you were in your late 20s, and it turns out you're a little older than that. I'm surprised. I'm a
Why
really
are you
good.
talking about a woman's age on the radio?
I don't care.
I said radio.
42 years old.
I look at how fucking old this guy is.
in February. I'm an old lady.
No fucking way.
I am.
You are remarkably youthful looking.
Thank you. I try.
And attractive.
Don't worry.
I'm really immature. That's That's why I stay looking young.
I act like a child.
So
I look like a child.
So you're going to be playing a gig soon, right?
Yes.
Where's this going to be?
It's called Conch Records. They're doing like a whole weekend deal in Marathon, and it's going to be, I believe it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's that weekend in January.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing a set Saturday night. I think around 9 o'clock is our 20-minute set.
I got to make sure I got enough charging because this is the internet.
Our first plug for a band is really great because she's very not certain about anything.
Well, it's the first gig.
It's the first gig.
Absolutely,
it's the first gig. It's the first gig. It's just like when we did the podcast.
This is just conversation.
We're getting the ball rolling.
I want it to be plugged. I want people.
You should
out
be
there
plugged.
to
We
know.
want someone to plug you.
Specifics.
We really do. We do.
Plug.
We would love to have you plugged right now.
But that wasn't
I might actually want to be plugged.
Intentionally
Speak for yourself. I want to be plugged.
No.
Line someone up.
Doing. I'm going to be plugging.
No, you're not plugging me. You're too old.
No, I would say, hey,
around here.
They're talking about you. Okay, no, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be back. Oh, really? All right.
Hey.
Okay. Well,
bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bang, boom. Bada boom, bada boom.
I keep telling my boyfriend, I'm gonna plug it one day.
Yeah. We're plugging away. There we go.
There we are.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Whatever you're into, girl.
Yeah. Swinging from the tree.
Yes. So, but no, we were talking.
To make me feel bad.
Yeah. So, no, but the interesting thing about doing something new And this is like we do about, like when we started podcasting and Jenna brought you over for the podcast and then we brought you on. And now here you're going back to something. I had this idea the other day. There's nothing like starting over or starting something new. Just to do something different. You know how people, we always had this, I had this theory, and then this leads to people doing things, creative things like that, or painting, or podcasting, or singing, that when people, let's say they're in a long-time relationship, they have a really supportive person, have a great relationship, right?
What's that?
And then they go and cheat.
What's that?
They go and cheat. What they're looking for... I
don't think they have a really good, supportive relationship.
No. What they don't feel about themselves the way... When you first get in a relationship, the person that's with you looks at you with new eyes. They're learning about you. They're amazed finding the things they love about you and things like that. And everything's new. Everything's fresh. They're amazed by maybe your intelligence, your depth of humanity, your kindness. And then they get... Over the years, they think, well...
Your false face.
The bad stuff.
Face. I feel like that's a...
the bad stuff. They start hearing the bad stuff. No, but if you keep on doing new stuff, it's always like going down, you're thinking about changing. You're doing a review, almost like a cleanup.
But people are different. Some people are very, very set in their ways, and that's what makes them super special. They do everything the same time every day. They do the same thing for breakfast. They're going to have sex the same way every damn time, and that's how they succeed in life. If they did new things, they would.
That doesn't necessarily work in relationship. If you have a bowl of cornflakes every day with strawberries, and that's all you have, one day
they like.
Well,
that.
I know, but some people do. Some people do, but a vast majority say, "Hey, fucking, I want some oatmeal with brown sugar."
Yeah.
It gets to the point.
Throw some berries in that shit.
Yeah, get some scrapple.
Yeah, but it gets to the point where the longer you're with someone, it's those things that are common to both of you that you've done for years and years and years that are the things you count on that become in and of themselves.
The consistency,
an integral part of the
core of who you are, being a good person, thoughtful, and that doesn't change. But you think outside the box when you start going outside the box with music, art, comedy, bartending. When you go outside the box to do something different, you're kind of...
So when you get to watch a new episode.
Yes.
New season.
Yes.
It's just season. It's like, the new season's here.
Some new idea comes up. This is new. This is different. The person hasn't changed. You're just doing something different. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying dementia sets in and you turn into a horrible jerk-off racist. When you start shutting down and you get mean and all that stuff. No, I'm talking about expanding your horizons and stuff like that. And becoming, you are different, but the core hasn't changed.
No, the core hasn't changed. You recreate yourself.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you were in the music business years ago in your early 20s. Life happened. Mm-hmm. And so life went on, and then
I hated it though. I mean, because when you're in that industry, it's about lawyers and money. It is and lying. You're lying about your age. You're lying about what you like. You're lying that you fucking like these bitches you're singing with. And not for nothing, let me rewind. They're now very, very good friends of mine. But at the time when you're I was a kid. I was a little kid. It was a miserable, miserable experience. All I wanted to do was sing. I've been karaoke queen forever because I just want to sing in front of people.
Was this considered track singing at the time, or did you have live music?
No, it was track singing.
It was track singing.
That
was the very beginning of all that.
And it was made for you.
What is track singing?
There's no band. You're going to go on tour. You're going to lip sync with the music behind you. Mostly it's lip sync when you're on stage.
No, it was live.
You sung your lyrics.
No, you have to
but not all of them did.
Sing
a lot of them had to lip sync.
All we were allowed to do was sing.
And it was horrid for an artist. So you're a capable artist. So to have someone say, well, you do it. You're looking at me like, man, maybe not. No, you're singing.
Trying.
You're doing it.
I'm trying.
So you didn't get to Atlanta and go through that process if someone didn't think you had some potential.
Thanks.
But then to be told, we're not going to give you, because my cousin went through this. Mm-hmm. We're not going to give you a band. You've got a reel going on of music. Go out there like puppets. Be the good girls that you are. Mm-hmm. Do what you're told. Mm-hmm. And when the set's over, come back in.
Right.
Yeah. And in my cousin's case, they had to fight through lawyers to wrench some control. They got a band, and then they had to wrestle copyright so that they could perform now in these retro venues, right?
Well, that's what you're thinking in the 80s. It's when it also actually started. But it was probably started in the 50s or the 40s.
It's cutthroat.
With the contracts and shit like that, Joe.
Cutthroat industry. So
Tiffany,
I can see where an
Britney
artist
Spears,
is.
All
I
those
just want to
people,
perform,
Joe.
I want to perform my art, and then they have to deal with basically sucking up to some nasty pricks who have one thought in the back of their mind, usually. And then all the okay, so how are we divvying up the funds? Is it being done fair? Who gets what percentage? Are my interests concerned? It's a horrid business.
Oh, the Antichrist in this discussion would be a guy named, I think he's dead now, Barry Gordy.
Yes,
he used to buy out. He bought out everyone's rights and shit like that. But the interesting thing come to a point about the band. Now, we talked about relationships, how long people are together. Imagine 4 people, like any band, 4 or 5 people. You meet, a lot of times bands form when they're like 19, 20, 21, 22. Think of the growth difference between then and 30, where you were when you were 19 and where you were at 30. And not everyone, unless you're in a cult, stays the same, right? Not everyone fucking stays.
Unless you're in a cult.
Unless you're in a fucking cult, it stays the same. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jesus #1 guy. That's it.
I'm just gonna wrap myself in bubble wrap every day.
That's it. That's the same fucking thing. But they all go like this. Think of the Beatles. Harrison comes, the yogi. He follows the yogi. Krishna goes with the Krishna thing. John Lennon does his thing, marries a Japanese performance artist. Paul McCartney becomes a pop star. He goes to thing, the Wings. They separated so hard. It's just like a fucking shotgun blast. Everyone went their own way. And Ringo did whatever fucking Ringo did, with his, some say, limited creative abilities.
Well, to bring it to a newer level, that there's all these bands now where I could listen to their first album and they're good, and then the rest of their albums are horrible because of the same thing.
Yeah. They're never going to say it. But there's a couple bands that realize that their magic's together, and that's U2.
Yeah. But there's a couple
U2, Rolling Stones.
I like to bring up Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray had that pop song in the 90s, right? That everybody, I Just Want to Fly. His album before that was a really good, really hard rock, almost heavy metal album. Papa Roach, before their big hit that made them all, their first album was very heavy metal and just it was actually really good. And you see that a lot where the first album is really good.
But that's because
all the other stuff,
the first
everybody
album,
gets involved
the
with
record
it.
company controls. And by the second album, you've negotiated enough to where you're like, well, I think I know what I'm fucking talking about, and I want that music to represent me. And that's why that second album kind of fucking sucks. And then that third album, they loop it back around, and maybe I'm going to take your advice and do a little bit of the first shit because you know what you're talking about.
Think about
they do. They try to
the Beatles where they were.
You don't want to sing other people's shit live, but sometimes maybe they're not as good as they think they are.
When the Beatles came up with the idea of doing the White Album, and people say it's going to be the White Album, and the record executives had to be going, what? Yeah, it's just white. Nothing on it. Just white. You can't do that. They fucking did it.
Do you remember what the original cover was?
I don't. Well, geez, what? Dead Babies?
No.
Okay, well, that's the Beatles.
Right.
But what? And then it became the white? Okay. Or something like this, Bohemian Rhapsody, if you saw the movie. They said, we're going to do an opera song.
They don't want any part of it.
They go like this, fuck that, man. They're going to do opera. Became the biggest rock song
ever.
Brilliant.
But then one of the best punk bands ever, the Dead Kennedys, actually came out with Holiday in Cambodia. And one of the big posters, I had it in my bathroom as a young man.
Yeah.
There was a Cambodian person hung by a noose. Like it was a very shocking poster.
There was what you said. The Dead Kennedys.
So when you don't sell out, you
Dead
can
Kennedys,
do whatever
did you
want.
say?
Dead Kennedys. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother was that. The Clash was a great. They were considered the only band that mattered, and at the time they called themselves that.
Yeah.
The only band that mattered, and they said, "Oh well, we could be. You don't think we can't be a financial success?" And they did a couple songs at London's.
What was Spinal Tap's album called?
What?
It was like the glove. What was it?
Oh, the
glove.
Smell Like Glove?
Smell the glove.
Smell Like Glove?
Smell the glove.
Smell Like Glove. But, I mean, it's something when a parody band gets on the charts, it kind of reduces the whole genre for you if you're in it and you go like this. This is a parody documentary of a rock band, and they made a song up. They're not this band. They don't do it. They get on the charts to get the number 5 song on the chart. What's that say about everyone below? You go, fuck, man, we're dog shit. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be the worst thing. Look how someone come on, I never bartended in my life, and they jump behind a bar and they just start making drinks, and they're fun and they're witty. Oh my God, I feel like a piece of dog shit. We're gonna come back in a couple moments. If you want to stay on, please stay on that. We're gonna take a little break.
Whether you're one of our regular visitors to the Florida Keys or you can't wait to visit for the first time, you'll want to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the Florida Keys. To learn all the secrets, tips, and the stuff we don't talk about to anyone but each other, visit 43keys.com. Sign up for our newsletter and never miss any of the exciting things we have planned for you. That's 43 Keys, the number 4, the number 3, keys.com.
Now I'm recording. Oh, it's the control I really enjoy. We're back.
Like real sax.
Yeah. So
but, once you get established, people are more interested in maybe joining in.
I like this conversation because they don't realize we're on the air, and the conversation goes on. It's like a bar, and you hear that. That's why I used to like the idea of a powered microphone right in there. Because you're going to hear that's a bar. There's 3 conversations going on at one time. It should be. Why not? You got to get your point across. We were just talking about bands and stuff like that, but we're going to get back to the bartending scene and stuff like that. Like if we were talking about Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap was this parody one, and they ended up being...
sell women's shoes.
Yeah. Oh, is that what he said on that?
Yes, I'm very good at looking at women's feet and knowing what size they are.
Well, with the amp,
it's at the very end of the movie. I'm sorry.
I like the amp when what's his name? He's giving an interview and he wants to show the documentarian the amp, and he goes, "This one goes to 11."
Yeah, that's what it goes.
And he goes,
"It's one more than 10.
It's one more than 10. It goes much higher.
It gets louder than."
Yeah. And they go, "You just wrote that on there."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they had, if you ever get the chance, listeners, if you ever get the chance, there's a scene they try to do kind of a Celtic, mystical, druid-like concert song, and they were going to have Stonehenge. And what they were doing is they contracted someone to make Stonehenge, and they paid some little amount of money. And so the guy came in and goes, "This is going to be your Stonehenge," and they're showing it, and it's a table model. It's about 2 feet high, and they're showing it, and the guy goes, "Okay, so when you get and then the leader of the band goes, "When you get the real one out," and he goes, "What do you mean the real one?" Yeah. The real one out on stage is going to, how big is it going to be, 20 feet or something like that? This is the real one.
Yeah, this is the one.
And so what they hired were, and I don't like to use the word, but they hired midgets to dress up like leprechauns and run around, and they knock over.
Well, why do you say it? You don't like to say the word, just say little people. Say little people.
When I say
I don't like to say the word midget, but I'm going to fucking say it anyway.
I don't like saying it.
You liked it.
Some of the listeners
you liked it.
I have to say it because the way Spinal Tap would have said it, we're going to have to get some midgets. And when they said little people, they weren't thoughtful enough to, say we can't say that. So you have to say that. So what the fucking point was that about? That? Yeah. So that band, Spinal Tap, ended up on the charts. The fake band. It's just like.
But I feel like that's a representation of the people who the fuck is putting people on the charts? Is it us? Is it really us, or do they just it's us
nowadays? Well, it used to be the years when they did it. Is how many records you sold.
Yeah.
How many records?
Like that
right now? Well, now it's not. It's how many listens. You can go. You could quantify by looking at if you go to Spotify. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to make that
say
rhyme.
How many people are looking at this song? Yeah,
200 million plays.
Then why do they all suck still?
No, 200 million. You can't get there. You can't. You
Is that
can't
what it is?
fake
Like
that.
a billboard is radio plays?
Used to be the old days. They could just say the record company could they could send out 50,000 singles.
No, my girlfriend here is right. We're really good friends with somebody that works with a lot of country music artists, and she's a promoter. And it really still comes down to radio play.
Is it radio play?
Yeah, she's constantly on the phone trying to get these songs played.
Well, they got this old system is called
and the
payola.
more they get played, the better she does. Like,
how do they track all that? Is it because regionally? I know people will play certain songs more than other areas.
Aldean's one of hers, right? She's Jason Aldean's one of her clients, and we go out in the boat with them and everything. I'm braggy here. I'm name drop.
Josh,
but yeah, like, she always talks about it.
We're back. Okay, we got that. I understand you're in the thing. You ever hear of payola?
No.
Okay, yeah, it was a system. It's very critical what we said. Originally, back in the 70s, started payola. Joe, you know what payola is, right? It's when record producers paid radio stations to play their record.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I wanted to get across before we kept on going down the rabbit hole. And
our friend is just constantly on the phone, like,
I know,
basically begging them, no, play this song. We need to play this song more times a day. We need to, like, she's negotiating.
But I feel like when you're working when you're an artist with a company, like, let's say, like what's her name, Rihanna was when she was with the Jay-Z. You have Jay-Z money. You don't have to make any phone calls. You just got to. You could maybe send a couple emails.
Oh, no. Just
cash.
Say when Madonna was at her hottest thing, whenever she dropped a shitty song,
like, all right, here's some money. Play this girl, or what's this fucking girl? This fucking girl.
The blonde?
No, this fucking dumbass girl.
Billie Eilish.
Cardi B.
Cardi B.
When she first got on the radio, I was like, I thought it was a parody. I'm like, is it a joke? It's a joke, right? Because it's not even like close to like interesting or fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, and I thought everybody would eventually think it was funny with me, but nobody fucking thought it was funny. They thought it was for real, and I feel like that's the kind of push. I never
heard Cardi B on it.
See, if she tried to sell her records on the street or have someone call to play her shit, nobody would have called to play her shit. There was a lot of money behind anyone agreeing to pay to listen to those records. It wasn't good. It wasn't like everyone was laughing, and then all of a sudden everyone wasn't laughing.
It's no different in the publishing business. So if you try and self-publish, the whole thing is on your shoulders. Soup to nuts. Pushing the book, distributing the book, getting people interested in the book.
I know, you got to pay them.
When you self-publish, you're basically not paying yourself because you're not making any money, but you're doing all the work yourself. So if you go to a publisher, what the publisher brings to the table, like a record label, they bring a distribution system that they pretty much control.
Yes.
There are 3 distributors for books in the United States. 3. That's it. Wow. There's only 3.
What are they? Name one.
Oh, I don't know the names, but they have they have names. They're companies that they distribute.
You mean the big Simon & Schuster, one of them?
No, that's a publisher.
Oh, that's a publisher? Oh.
That's a publisher. So the publishers they're tied into these distributors.
Well, is Amazon a distributor?
Amazon is also, yes, they distribute only because if you self-publish, you can self-publish through Amazon.
Publishing,
books and done that.
Music and stuff like that.
You only get so far.
It's changed since YouTube. Because when some people they go on there and they do one song, gets a lot of hits, like that fucking meme with the blonde lady yelling at the cat.
The fucking cat.
2 cats.
Right. Damn it, that thing is so funny.
Not in the same picture. Some people, you talk to an older person and you go, well, why is that that person's not yelling at the cat? It's just that picture, and someone got a separate picture, and you're trying to say, and I had people here ask me, can you explain this to me? And I go, the development of a meme? I don't know. It just caught on. It's just like, that's that thing. It's the pet rock. It's the whatever the ice bucket challenge. Remember the fucking ice bucket challenge?
Yeah. Where's the beef? Some things just catch on, but if you're going to try and base a career on your shit really just trying to catch on,
one thing,
you play the lottery because you have about as equal a chance. Think of all the memes, and then
no, just hit. And it's just like that.
It's hit and miss.
There's a whole bunch of kids. Chocolate Rain guy. Chocolate Rain.
About diarrhea.
Yeah, no, well, it wasn't about. It was about injustice, I think. Racial injustice.
Diarrhea.
No, it's about racial injustice.
Who sang Chocolate Rain? I'm ignorant.
Oh, no, some
Fill me
guy.
in.
Josh, get on here.
No. Have you not heard this song? I mean, it's literally about taking a shit.
No, it's not. It's not about taking a shit. No, you can't play Chocolate Rain.
I can't play it on there?
No, you can't play it on the air.
No, I'm not
you're going to have to listen to it yourself.
No,
and it talks about injustices in the ghetto and all
What
that.
if he just said the lyrics?
You can look it up.
What about he just said the lyrics?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What? Yeah.
That's a beauty.
Just
Maybe
don't
you
play.
can sing it. Do you know?
No, you can't sing it like that guy.
Yeah, well, of course.
Did you ever hear that guy?
I mean, not like
that guy looked
The
like
song is a
Urkel. He looked like
metaphor.
Urkel. A nerdy guy. Black.
Yeah. The song is a metaphor for systemic racism against African Americans, but the lyrics are literally about shit. Like
Well, you're just turning
really
a song
listen
about
to-
racism into a song about diarrhea, Josh.
No, but if you
I didn't mean
listen
for
to the
you to do
words-
that.
if you listen
I
to
didn't want
words,
you to do that.
that's horrifying to me. I don't want to do that.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I
Don't
mean, come
relax.
on,
It was
listen to
funny.
the
It's
lyrics
funny
of
that
it.
you said it.
Listen to the lyrics.
I'm just
Anybody
Josh,
think it
I'm
was
calling out
about
because
poop?
it's blatant. It's
Was
funny.
it meant to have the double meaning?
It was.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
it's about
on
poop
Tosh
and
Point
that.
Oh, on Tosh Point Oh, when he played it on Tosh Point Oh, that was meant to laugh at that, but it was also the
I'm
comedic
really sad
result
they won't let me
of
play
seeing
it.
this guy who looks like he's 13 years old with a 40-year-old man's voice. He has like Robeson. There was a singer from the early 20th century. It was a famous African American. He was really the U.S. government gave him such a hard time. He ended up having to emigrate to Russia.
Wow.
I think he's not the United States.
What, the guy that did
Robeson?
Chocolate Rain?
Like snow.
Early 20. Robeson, what? Yeah. Especially after World War I, because they realized how they got treated by.
There's a lot more
them.
black people in France than there are in Russia. That's for sure.
Oh no, but Russia would they tried to show the comradeship of the proletariat, so they did a fake kind of thing to famous African Americans and African people. They'd be nice to them, but this systemic racism was prevalent.
Yeah.
It's prevalent in Russia. They're big in the white power movement and stuff like that. And we were talking about that earlier and stuff like that. Like every so often, I may get someone tries to suck me into a podcast that's kind of and I'm starting listening. I said, you hear the code words people talk about things. You go, oh, that's a fucking white power person right there. You hear it. The code words is blatant. They do the OK sign, I guess. Is that it? The OK sign.
Don't know.
Is that a KKK?
It's like
the Cyclops
it's
thing.
like
No, the Cyclops thing, that's the one on the Watchmen.
Yeah. Well, he just
Yeah,
did
that's
that
like the
thing.
okay
I was
thing.
like,
white
oh,
power,
White
like,
power,
like
yeah.
those white
And they're doing that
nationalists,
stuff.
whatever.
I am writing a song.
And I'm not even going to, I can't even do that anymore. Because
But
I said,
you fucking can. You're not racist. You can do
know
this
what?
shit
If I'm
all
talking,
day long,
no,
and you're still not going to be racist. And if somebody thinks
it's
you
not
are,
you.
fuck them.
It's not you. It's not the. See, that's where
It's
you're
called
thinking
vanilla
I'm
juice.
coming from. I'm coming from the direction. I don't want that person to think I'm with them. Not that you
Or
know
that's
me.
the
You
sign
know
you
I'm.
make when I'm gonna
you know
punch
I'm
you
with
in the
everyone.
shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think
Yeah.
I'm saying a message to them.
Right.
That's the part.
Like, you don't want them to think you're
Yeah, you don't want to think I'm down.
Right.
Oh, he's down with me. He's pretending.
Right.
Bullshit, That's
Yeah.
There's a perspective.
get it.
I always had friends like say this. So you say you never know what systemic racism is. I said no, I will never understand the full extent of it, but I can do whatever I can within my power to try to not.
I think bring awareness
Yeah.
is the main thing.
Yeah.
Is to make people understand that it does exist.
Yeah.
I got a mixed kid. I got a little girl who's a mixed kid, and when Trump was, when the whole election thing was happening, I'm very middle of the road. I got very conservative views about money, and I got very liberal views about all the social stuff. So I've always been very independent, and she took. I mean, I never knew this about her because. She was a young lady and she wasn't a young adult where she could speak her mind, and when she finally could speak her mind, she was, I don't know, really strong on her she says, when people look at me, Mom, and I'm like, you're fucking the same amount of Hispanic as you are white, as you are black. Her dad is mixed, white and black, and you know, I'm Hispanic, and I'm like, it's the same. You pick whoever the fuck you want, or don't pick anybody. Like, it doesn't matter. And she's like, yeah, but that's what you say. But when people look at me, they see me as black, so they treat me like I'm black.
Oh, it's the old one drop.
It's
thing.
like but
you know, it's funny.
But because
I'm part of North Africa.
16. You know what I'm saying? She was a 16-year-old little girl. That's my daughter.
I told my dad,
like, but you are making you black if you say that shit.
You know, that's
because you got 100 white friends. You go to like a mostly white school. So what the fuck are you talking? You are allowing someone to make you black. But I'm Hispanic, but I'm very dark skinned. When my hair is real curly and short, I could look like I'm mixed. And I have been in a store where people eye me way too long, and I'm like, bitch, stop staring at me. I'm not stealing your shit. They don't look at other people like that. They're not chasing everyone else like that. And so it's not until you kind of... My grandmother. The first time my grandmother met my daughter, she was 3 years old. And my grandmother's from Panama. She was darker than me, okay? But in Panama and in a lot of Latin countries, it is very... Racism and your skin color is a huge thing. You don't want to be dark. So she would powder us up. Powder our faces, powder our necks, everything to make us look lighter. To make us look lighter. And the first time she met my daughter, I told my daughter, my grandma's coming. She's like, you're grandma to me, and just be nice and say hi. And my daughter gave her a hug and a kiss. And the first thing she said was, if you in Spanish, if you start relaxing her hair by the time she's your age, it's going to be just like yours. Or she would tell me, you're really dark, but you're still cute. You do eres negrita, but you're still bonita. And like that shit exists. I don't care. It's not because you're a bad person. It's because it's just who you grew up with, what you're around, who you are, and like, and you have to at some point become aware that shit's crazy. And unfortunately, my grandmother was shunned because she was darker than the rest of her sisters, because she had bigger lips than everyone else. Like, even I was telling someone the other day, I'm like, I had a bridesmaid. I do weddings. I do hair and makeup for weddings, and I had a bridesmaid, the most beautiful Korean girl I've ever fucking seen in my life. She was so beautiful. So beautiful. And she's like, when I go to my country, it's like, I grew up in my country. When I go to my country, like, in my family, I'm like the black sheep because I have full lips and my skin's tan, and so I'm darker than everybody else. And she's like the black girl with full lips. It's fucking crazy, but it's like, it's generational, and I feel like we're definitely like weaning ourselves off of it, And of course, you have people that like those people that want to stay the same. The people that don't want to evolve, like we were talking about at the beginning of the last podcast. You don't want to. You like to be right where you're at.
It's the same podcast.
You don't want. So you don't want to change your mentality. You're happy just thinking the way you are. Or some people don't have. They're not born with the mental capacity to ever even consider that they can grow. Like, we're not born with the same IQ or the same life experiences. Some people never even realize they think a certain way. They just exist, and they don't have what maybe we have. Or you're a critical thinker, and maybe as you grow and you mature, you realize, what I've been thinking the last fucking 25 years is fucking crazy. I can't believe I fucking acted like that, or I can't believe I thought that, or I can't believe I lived that and was proud to, it's you change. Not everybody changes.
No, the discussion begins and ends when people think of themselves as separate, because if you go back far enough, we have the same common ancestors. Mm-hmm. So the characteristics that developed are just characteristics.
Yeah.
There's not the heart. My heart could go into anybody else's considered a separate group, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter. So people that think that there's a difference, there isn't a difference. There's the Ashkenazi Jews have Tay-Sachs, right? That's that. It's
disease.
A disease. Mm-hmm. It's characteristic, not because they're Jews, because of where they come from and stuff like that. It was passed on because they intermarried and stuff like that. No, but once they say the future of humans is going to be one of more of a blend. Mm-hmm. That's the way it's going to be. It's just the way it's going to be. There's going to be some people that we're going to hold out for. If we last that long, it's going to be a blend.
Yeah, everybody's going to look like a little version of me.
What? What are you going to?
Well, this just reminds me of the people that put ice in their glass before they pour the drink over it. And people that pour the drink and then put ice in the glass. And both of them will argue to you that they're doing the thing the right way when it's all arbitrary and it doesn't matter anyway. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're arguing both sides.
So there's one that's a little bit better than the other side. There's one side that's a little bit better, but it's not that great. You pour your liquor before you put your ice, because when you pour your liquor over ice, the ice melts a little bit. But in the very end, does it really matter that much? In my opinion,
listen.
It does. Cocktails, I know, but it doesn't. I know we're talking about.
I know from life experience. Sorry. I've seen this, and I hate to say it. This is going to be people are going to get angry at this. I've seen an ugly ass white woman and an ugly ass black dude have a beautiful child.
Ugly to you, but that woman thought that guy was hot when she fucked him. And he thought she was beautiful.
No. I understand that part. I understand. What I meant to say is the mixing of it. The mixing of it was the thing. I know that's why I said it's going to hurt.
That's the point of what I just said. I know it got kind of lost there because I was trying to use bartender.
I'm just saying the blending of a cocktail is just like a bourbon and an old fashioned makes
everybody likes a certain different thing.
That's more of
I like gin with 3 squeezes of lime in it.
I think that I'm more of
a.
I drink my drinks like a separatist, don't I?
Like a separatist.
I do. I drink bourbon neat.
The separatist. I'm going to make that
No, I mean, it's just not anything else in it. But I'm not.
I don't know. I'm going to talk to him after the podcast about what he likes, because he just says it.
You can call it like a.
Hey, why would you make a separatist? Like, what? You said you drink like a separatist. How do you drink?
Well, first I put on fucking hat.
Separatist.
Hat.
You can't put a hat on a drink. So come on.
It would be bourbon.
It would be bourbon.
Bourbon. It would be in a little plastic. It would be in a solo cup.
Yeah, no, depending on where you're from,
it could be
cup.
Oh, would it?
You would be wearing cargo pants.
I wear cargo pants. What are you talking? Okay.
I'm wearing cargo pants.
Okay.
You wouldn't be wearing a camouflage shirt,
which is also
a bright orange camouflage shirt.
But you'd have to make it next to a drink that was of equal parts of something.
And it would be
in a different glass. Yes.
A warm Budweiser.
No. Just a different one.
A warm Budweiser would be the chaser.
Well, do you want to know what's wrong with that? Is because being a bartender for a long time, you know who drinks the most Budweiser?
Bartenders.
Europeans.
They come over here. They ask for Budweiser.
I serve Bud Lights to Americans, but Budweisers, when I get an order for a Budweiser, chances are they're from...
Actually, I do. I drink Budweiser. I drink either IPAs
they just drink it
or Budweiser.
American.
I try to play both ends.
It's like Corona for us.
Please, Josh.
It's cheating.
Yeah.
I do both. I drink. If I'm drinking regular plain beer, Budweiser.
He drinks Pinot Grigio. Everybody, just so you know.
What is your loyalty to then? What are you trying to? Because they're two totally different things.
Exactly.
So when you're feeling like what, you drink Bud, and when you're feeling like what, you do.
I'm loyal to my taste.
Whatever that day.
I don't care.
You feel like something being a little empty and...
Yep, that's it. I'm fulfilling emptiness. That's what you're doing when you're drinking, pretty much.
All right.
You're trying to fill up that empty spot.
Tasteless.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm feeling pretty empty right now. Where's my vodka soda?
My life is not empty. My life is not empty. It's a fabulous life full with friends and frivolity. Frivolity. You like that?
Frivolity?
You like
friends, frivolity, solidarity, and separatist drinks.
Not to be frivolous. I'm trying to be illiterate. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was a word.
I have to come up with a recipe
the toilet paper roll
for the separatist drink.
The separatist drink. No, what the hell? You know, we're always willing to, we'd like to support our friends. We will come up with an update when we get the set date.
Oh, I got that shit right now.
Oh, please. You got it right now?
I do. Plugger.
I'm glad you
defined from the original blurting. Hey, plugger.
So it's a Conk Records Music Video
Conk.
Fest.
You got to watch that word because when you have a couple drinks, it comes out like cock.
It's Conk.
Cock. I like cock.
Kind of like a real nasally white guy when you say it. Conk.
Records.
Conk.
Music Video Fest. That's 2020. It's January 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
In Marathon.
Yes. It's the largest recording studio in the Florida Keys.
And you can go to the website.
It's conkrecords.com.
Conkrecords.com.
Mm-hmm.
Get to it. Look them up.
We will be on Saturday.
See, I'm sure if you misspell it and you put cock, you'll be getting a whole bunch of different images.
Yeah, there'll be different images. Well, I would. I definitely would.
All different cocks of different colors.
I don't know about it. You'll have a good time, but I might enjoy it. Speaking of enjoyable, where are we at doing this podcast?
What do you mean?
Shouldn't we not plug?
Oh, the Catch.
Plug.
I thought I didn't. I mentioned it on the previous one. We're at the Catch. I'd like to mention it's a place I work. We have happy hour Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6:30. I have to remember that. Mondays, let's see. Mondays we have Martini Mondays, 6 to 8. We have today it's Tuesday. It's a trivia night. So if you walk into a place and they ask a question on a microphone, don't scream out the answer. You'll be like screaming Satan in a Baptist revival meeting. You get a very angry reaction to that. But come on in. You could form any team you want and stuff like that.
I'm going to plug myself when you're done.
Plug where you work?
I'm going to interrupt you and plug myself.
Is that part
of the restaurant you work?
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
It's not about the restaurants I work at. It's more about the fact that if you want a good bartender that knows what he's doing.
I don't know. Oh, good.
Where are you
okay, yeah. You can plug yourself. Oh, we can't plug the restaurant.
Monday nights and Thursday nights.
No, don't say where it is.
Cafe Largo.
No. I'm going to pause it right now.
Well, I can't tell you where it's at.
I can't.
Why?
It just doesn't work for the show.
But if I'm a guest, I have to plug myself.
No, you can't. Okay. I can't sell the show when you're plugging someone else. And I can't... If you're plugging someplace else, I can never collect money from the thing. It's just the way.
Be on if I can't make myself more.
Well, we get the show big enough.
If he was a
then they would go in there, and then we charge the Cafe Largo.
So pause it.
Restaurant?
I didn't pause it.
Oh no, we're just still talking.
I didn't pause it. I did not cut you off.
But is it because he's a restaurant or because?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because eventually.
Okay, so I'm gonna plug myself. If you want the best bartender in the Keys, you just gotta ask for Joshua Castle, and I work at 2 different places, and you will find me.
What mile markers are those places?
Nope.
But I did the whole.
We're off a pause. There we go. There we go. That's fucking great.
I tried so
I don't know what's been said and not been said.
Okay.
But I'm going to say it again. Are we still? Are we back or are we gone?
I love doing this.
This is a suggestion. Hashtag yourself best bartender.
Okay, that's enough. Wait, I'm not the best bartender. I'm not even.
Listen, you're my favorite fucking bartender in the Keys.
We're on.
You're my favorite.
You're off. We're on.
When I say Jeffrey Epstein.
No. Oh, fuck you. No, we're on.
Oh, well, this sucks. Because I was going to say.
Drop your phone. Why don't you have a cigarette while you're at it? Oh, this is great. This is great ending. This is
why
good
is this
stuff.
great ending? Because they missed everything else.
I paused the right before time.
It was a joke.
It was fucking great.
It was supposed to be a joke, but it wasn't now.
No, say it.
That's not what I really
I'm on. You're recording. Josh just shouted out. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Did he or didn't he?
Jim Horan has me locked up as a
sex slave.
God damn it!
In the leather suit.
Yeah, I couldn't think fast enough.
You're a gimp. You're a gimp.
Yeah.
You're a fucking gimp in my basement. There's no fucking basements in it.
Hold on, guys. I gotta go put my leather suit on and fucking zip up my mask.
You know that? You think, huh? Do you want to see my basement? You want to check it out?
Do you have a gimp in your basement?
Do you want to check out my basement? Melissa?
I'm scared.
Do you? Why not?
Be scared.
I'm scared.
No, be scared.
I am scared.
He doesn't shave down there.
Wait a second. No, you do not.
How do you know that?
It's again. Look at his face.
The lotion.
His face is shaven.
How are you with? How
It's like a joke dictatorship.
Wait.
It is.
Did he have something to say?
Yeah. It's
I am.
It's a dictatorship.
I know, but I said your line.
Yeah, but he wanted you to say it.
Jokealism. Wait a second. Hey, Melissa, do you put the lotion on the skin?
Excuse me? Pardon?
I just said in that Silence of the Lambs thing.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yes.
See,
You put the lotion on your skin.
it puts the lotion on his skin or it gets a hose again.
Or she gets
That's
the
what- you never
hose
seen that?
again.
Like 100 times. But
Okay, remember
I'm
in here he
stoner,
does
I
that
forget
guy that did the
movies
tuck,
really,
and
really
it goes like this.
fuck
Put the
watches that
fucking
movie
lotion on
100
his skin.
I have watched it 100 times.
What kind of weirdo watches that
ID
movie 100
channel.
times?
Do you-
we just
I don't know, maybe it's
did
just
something
me.
here that was just ridiculous.
Women who, what is it called?
What?
That
Really love
ID
lambs.
channel,
Women
the
who
fucking
really
women
love
who,
lambs.
like lose their shit and.
No, it's all right. No, it's fine. It's
Listen,
perfectly
sorry.
fine.
I'm into.
No, but I don't have a basement. It's hard to have a basement in the
All
Keys
right.
because everything going down like 2 feet down is wet.
Yeah.
Because there's water underneath and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So a cistern you can. What?
But you have an attic.
I have a shed. No, it's down here.
Shed is even scarier. What the fuck?
The model for mine would be Black Snake Moan.
Black Snake what?
Your
Moan.
shed?
Moan?
No, the movie
Moan
for my
or moan?
Moan. You don't know Black Snake Moan?
No!
Samuel L. Jackson? Oh my God! Oh, it's great.
Like snakes on a
Samuel L.
plane?
Jackson is this hardcore guy, lives in the country, and he has who's that chick in it? The one that was Wednesday.
on the plane.
What's her name? Wednesday in Adams. Wednesday Adams.
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. He has her chained up in his front yard.
No
on a
way.
pole. Black Snake Moon.
Why do you sound like you enjoy that movie a lot?
I never saw it. But you know what? I'm tired
It's like
of
a
all
very
these
sinister
motherfucking snakes
laugh.
on this motherfucking plane. I read the synopsis. I love it. I love the idea. I said, wow. So, like, if I was sitting there, if I was in a movie producer and someone said, okay, it's Samuel L.
But I'm
Jackson.
weird for watching the ID channel.
It's Samuel L. Jackson. He lives in the country.
Watch the ID channel?
And he has a
Religiously.
young white woman chained up on a pole.
Murder channel.
Print
Oh,
that
God.
motherfucker. I'm taking it.
This actually sounds like a Jackie Chan movie.
It does.
No, but it sounds like a great idea.
It's a quick Tarantino movie.
Yeah, he comes out.
Yes, Tarantino.
Back.
He asked Jackie Chan to be in it. Here we are.
No, isn't it great? Go like
Yes.
this. Oh my God! And the producers go. You tell them something crazy.
She said, "Up.
Oh, go wait.
Go get her."
The same guy goes like this. Okay, there's this scientist, and he's crazy, and he takes people and sews them mouth to ass in a chain. I'm calling it the human centipede. Print that motherfucker up. I'll take it. Oh my God.
Oh, my
We're going to make
goodness.
and holy shit, did that make money?
They made a bunch of money.
I never saw it.
They made
I never
3 or
saw
4
it. I don't need
can't
to
watch
see
it.
that.
Did you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Never did. Never did. I think I started seeing the credits. I went, oh, fuck that. No way.
Oh, wow.
No, I've never seen Faces to Death.
Me neither.
I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it.
What they should have done is they should have
I
just
used to
done
go
the
on
same.
Rotten.com
You
all
could
the
do the
time.
same thing, but instead of
You know
them,
Rotten.com?
What's it?
Rotten.com is some shit.
Really?
Don't
It's like
talk
a
about
face-
Rotten.com.
It's like a
Please
Faces
stop.
of Death kind of thing.
Oh, they have the Fuck of the Month Club. There's all kinds of weird
Oh,
things
what's
in
Funk
there.
of the Month?
Oh, Rotten.com.
Yeah, it's just sick shit.
Oh, the Fuck of the Month. The Fuck of the Month might be a picture of a woman like in a bag, just like hung up. Let's not even talk about it.
Oh, I don't want to
I was
see
a
it.
young person.
Yeah, I was about to
Very
say
morbid.
something else.
Gory.
I was
I
going
was
to
like
say
32
that
years old.
I was just
At
going to
that
say
age?
that the Chamber Nautilus would have been a better scary movie than the Human Centipede, because then at least they would have all been in like this really great geometric shape. Yeah, it would have just been one long line. They would have all just been twisted around.
And then they all come back around again.
Just exactly. It's like further down the spiral. 9 Inch Nails, baby.
So when I was 32 years old, I took this young woman out. She was around 21. She started talking. We were hanging out and stuff like that. And she started talking about the movie she liked. And she mentioned Faces of Death.
Wow.
And we're in the beginning. And I go, I'm sitting there looking at her and go like this. And I thought when we began to date, she was, I was judging. I was judging.
decapitated.
Yeah. I was judging her by her looks. I realized
She's so
that.
mature.
She was pretty and all
so
that
deep.
stuff. And then all of a sudden, it started dropping and went from 9.5 8.5, and she kept on talking. 7.5.
If I met a girl like that, I'd have stayed straight.
And I said at the end of it, she was the repulsive human being I ever seen in my life. I'm like, I'm ready to get her out. No, really, I did. It was like that Seinfeld thing
like
where
this,
they get bad light, good light, and all of a sudden, but it was gradual and it was dropping, and this girl went from the top to the bottom. I said, what a horrible human being. It's like, what was that movie with Jack Black was in when he, Shallow Hal? When you look at that person and like, holy shit, when they started talking, their looks plummeted. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but when I talk to somebody
but you
more,
were so much older than her. She wasn't playing with the same deck of cards as you were playing.
no, you should have seen the exuberance she talked about talking about death.
Jim's
There's a
really
fucking
old.
guy jumping off a building there, counting down 1, 2,
mature.
3, and he jumped. He looked like a sack of. And I go, she's describing it. I'm getting sick, and I'm going, oh my god, you get joy from this?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a tormented soul.
Yeah.
Tormented soul, and I go like this, and I go, oh my
Yeah.
god, good luck with your life.
It's one thing to have
Be gone and be not fruitful.
It's one
You
thing
know?
to
Don't
have
any kids,
a morbid
please.
curiosity to want to sort of look and
Yes.
see. It's another thing to be attracted
to
to
get
that.
entertainment value
Well,
from it.
it quickly veers into that, I think, for people if you stay searching. Like once you see it, you either like you see it and you're like, I don't want to ever see that shit ever again.
Yeah, the physician's
Block.
desk reference for
Or
psychological
you keep looking
disorders.
For it, you keep looking for it. Like that's
a direct
me
path
and my
to
boyfriend
weird.
talk about this on Facebook. I'm like, you
Yeah,
get fucking
torturing-
videos of
torturing
fights and
insects,
fucking
animals,
bullshit
people.
and
Right.
morbid shit because you like to see that shit. So that's why they
We
keep
did
sending
that
you
voice thing.
videos
Last week we were
of
talking about
fist fights
Dahmer.
and death,
Right.
and like
Oh,
all
yeah,
this
I
crazy
mean,
stuff.
hey.
I get a different feed.
Remember
My
the
feed
Tinder
is
thing?
Very different. Nobody sends me.
Tinder.
I don't get random videos.
A Tinder
of
thing for
people
My mind
murdering
tells
each
me,
other.
My name's
I
Jeffrey.
recognize these are real life reality
I like
situations.
Right.
Great.
I like,
I've seen them
I
They
mean,
don't
in
exist in my
young
life,
guy.
so I don't care to see them.
I get the concept.
Yeah.
We can move on now.
I understand that my experience in this life is whatever's going on right here, and I don't want to see that shit because I don't care. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
affect me.
I think that anyone who relishes that and who revisits it and can't like get enough of it, like to watch a crime drama and want to know who's done
Who did it?
right?
How did it end? Yes.
They watch this stuff and get a same thrill.
Yeah.
That to me, that's a troubled soul, and they're to be avoided at all costs. That's
It's-
a weird
Yeah.
dude or lady.
Yep.
Hey, by the time of the thing, it looks like closing time for us right here.
And it's closed.
You don't have to go home. You don't have to go home. But Josh, what?
Well, I just want to say that I hate it when we have guests because it seems to take away time from me talking.
Okay, no, but you don't have to go home. Finish this statement.
Frozen.
It's 2:00. You don't have
Give me
to
your
go home.
microphone, damn it.
Wait, give him, Josh. Finish this line.
What line?
You don't have to go home.
Closing
But
time.
no.
Wait, no, that's not the song.
No, not the song. Finish the
You
line.
don't have to go home, but you can't spay your pets here.
That's close enough, man.
That's
That works
close
for
enough.
you. Thank you. That's why I did this with Josh before. You got to watch out about how much you drink during your show. Perfect opportunity to point that out. You want anything else?
Say goodbye, Josh.
Come on, say something. Say something.
No, I'm
You
not
ever
George
do anything to a
Costanza. I gotta leave on top. I gotta leave on
Did
top.
you ever do anything to a poodle? Did you explore her parts with a
If I
rolled
did
up
anything to a
newspaper and a
poodle,
spoon?
it'd just be
Did
shaven
you
so it didn't think it
Did
was
you
better
explore
than
that
me.
woman's? Wait, Josh. Did you explore that woman's private parts with a rolled up newspaper and a spoon?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, that's
but
all
on
right.
the poodle phone, I would just shave it so I didn't think it was better than me.
Okay,
Goodbye, America.
that's Josh. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joe.
Good night.
We'll be back.
Show.